cosmological journey into the realms of heaven, showing a structured universe where divine order governs all aspects of creation. According to Enoch, when he was taken up, he saw 10 heavens. Each heaven in his journey corresponds to different aspects of divine order and spiritual realms, with a clear progression leading from the physical earthly realm to the most sacred divine presence of Elohim in the highest heaven. As we begin to take a look at the 10 levels of heaven, you're going to find that this is more than a physical geography, but it represents us journeying closer and closer to the Divine One in the 10th heaven. So as you see here on the screen, I have a chart here of the 10 heavens. Starting with the first heaven, the closest realm to us, it contains natural elements like snow, rain, and dew that nourish the earth, governed by the angelic beings who maintain the seasons and weather patterns. I want you to pay close attention to this, family, because a lot of people believe that humans can control the weather. But as per the book of Enoch, we learn that in the first heaven, it contains storehouses for things like snow, rain, dew, etc. And these natural elements are not random, but they are regulated by the angels under the command of the Most High. The angels who govern these elements do so by divine instruction and are responsible for ensuring that the proper amount of rain, snow, and dew is released to sustain life on earth. The weather is tied to divine order and the balance of creation. So according to Enoch, when he was taken up to the first heaven, he saw divine order when it came to the weather. The weather and its natural forces are part of the cosmic order established by Elohim. Humans in their natural state are not endowed with the authority or power to manipulate these elements. And this is what they don't want you to know. The angels oversee the weather, according to 1 Enoch, chapter 40 and verse 1. The angels are tasked with controlling and distributing the weather. They manage the seasons, ensuring that the earth receives the right amount of rain or sunshine at the right times. Now, the fallen watchers, better known as the fallen angels, tried to teach humans forbidden knowledge, which included knowledge about the heavens and natural forces. However, their interference with the divine order led to great corruption on earth, which ended in the flood. Now, this tells us that even when humans gain such knowledge, it is considered a violation of divine will and leads to disastrous consequences. 1 Enoch chapter 60 and verse 11 says, "And the angels who are over the rain, they take it to the storehouses of the heaven and cause it to fall upon the earth." To me, this doesn't sound like anything a human can touch. It doesn't even remotely sound like it's within reach of a human. So the book of Enoch reinforces that the weather control is not something humans can achieve without serious spiritual ramifications, because these forces are under angelic authority, established by divine will. The manipulation of the natural world is considered part of Elohim's governance over creation, and any attempt to control it could upset the order of the universe, as seen with the punishment of the watchers. So what a coincidence. This takes us right into the second heaven, where Enoch said he saw a place of darkness and prison. And this dark place of prison held the fallen angels who disobeyed Elohim. This heaven is described as a spiritual prison that holds these rebellious beings who are awaiting their final judgment. So according to 1 Enoch chapter 21 and chapter 22, the location of the second heaven is described as being between the earth and the higher heavens, and it is a place of utter darkness. This heaven is where the watchers or the fallen angels are bound in chains. These angels were once sent to the earth to watch over humanity, but became corrupt by sin, teaching humans forbidden knowledge like magic, astrology, and weaponry, and taking human wives, leading to the birth of Nephilim. the giants, and the Neanderthals. Judgment awaits them. The fallen angels are imprisoned in the second heaven, awaiting the day of judgment, when they will be condemned for their actions. As per Enoch, the third heaven is a dual place, the Garden of Eden, and also a place of torment for sinners. It has the tree of life, fragrant trees, and rivers. Now this reminds me of 2nd Esdras, often called 4 Esdras, where it speaks of a holding place after death.
Today we are setting up this Chick-fil-A employee for anything she wants.
You could pick any item you want. I'll go get it for you.
Now the way that Esdras presents this idea is as a place of rest where the righteous await resurrection while the wicked face a different fate. This holding place is sometimes referred to as a kind of intermittent state where souls remain before the final judgment. Here the righteous, according to the vision, will be comforted and await the coming of Elohim's kingdom, while the wicked will face torment in the interim. So again, the third heaven in the book of Enoch is indeed a dual realm, serving both as a paradise for the righteous as well as a place of torment for the wicked who are awaiting their judgment. So moving right along to the fourth heaven, in which contains the sun and moon, their movements, and angelic host who guard celestial bodies, also houses the heavenly choirs. So just like the weather, the sun, the moon, and their movements are carefully regulated by angels. The book of Enoch provides detailed descriptions of the movement of celestial bodies, showing how they are controlled by angelic hosts to maintain order in the heavens. So the sun's path is overseen by the angels, and its movement is regulated by the orders of Elohim. In 1 Enoch chapter 72 and 82, Enoch is shown the course of the sun, which moves in a fixed pattern through the sky, ensuring that the days and the nights are balanced. The sun's movement is responsible for the changing of seasons, day and night cycles, and the overall cosmic time. The moon's cycle is also described in the book of Enoch. It follows a specific pattern and plays a role in maintaining the lunar calendar, marking months and seasons. The moon in Enoch's cosmology is tied to the sun's movement, ensuring that there is balance in the natural world. 1 Enoch chapter 72 verses 10 through 12 reads, "And the sun and the moon move according to the command of the Master of Spirits, and their respective paths are numbered." We've made it halfway through our journey of 10 heavens. We're at the 5th heaven, in which is the home to the Gregorian watchers, some of whom fell, some are still mournful and repentant. So these watchers fell from grace, leading to their punishment and imprisonment in the lower heavens. These watchers were a group of angels originally tasked with overseeing and guiding humanity. However, some of them disobeyed Elohim's instructions, leading to corruption on earth. So this was mainly through their union with human women, which produced hybrid people on earth. And these actions triggered a series of consequences, including their eventual imprisonment. The Gregori are sometimes referred to as the Watchers, who were sent to earth to observe and guide humanity. However, as we see in the book of Enoch, many of them fell due to their disobedience. They became involved in forbidden actions, such as teaching humanity secrets, knowledge, and having relationships with human women, which resulted in the birth of the Nephilim giants and Neanderthals, who brought corruption to the earth. In 1 Enoch chapter 6 and verse 1 through 4, he describes how a group of these angels made a pact to descend to earth, take wives, and teach humanity forbidden knowledge. So I was looking back to see the difference between the fallen angels in the second heaven and the fallen angels in the fifth heaven, and it looks like not all of the Gregori in the fifth heaven fell. Some of them were still faithful to Elohim. But the watchers who are in the second heaven, they're depicted as being in a dark and gloomy realm that functions as a prison for the fallen watchers, and they are bound in chains and kept in a state of darkness until the time of their final judgment. So there's a difference between the two. Now we have made it to the sixth heaven, where angels are in charge of cosmic order, seasons, years, rivers, vegetation, and living souls. They also record the deeds of people. So these angels oversee the natural cycles that keep the world in balance. This includes, like we said, the seasons. These angels regulate the change of seasons, ensuring the cycle of spring, summer, autumn, and winter follow divine order. They're responsible for the years, for the passage of time, ensuring that years are marked and that the cycle of time continues according to Yahuwah's will. People, humans, cannot change the Most High's time. I keep telling you guys this, but you don't want to listen. Wow, the Most High have angels over everything, because there's angels over the rivers. The angels in this heaven also oversee the flow of rivers and other bodies of water, ensuring that they continue to flow properly and contribute to the natural system of the world. Because I know this, no one can change my mind about Yahuwah having power over all the elements that he created. Despite all of their technological advancements and scientific understandings, they cannot fully control the weather or bodies of water. While we can influence certain aspects of the weather through climate manipulation, weather forecasting, or even practices like cloud seeding, Yahuwah has the ultimate control over these natural forces, and it remains beyond human reach. So back to the sixth part of heaven, where the angels are responsible for the cosmic order. So we're now on vegetation. These angels oversee the growth of plants, trees, and other vegetation that sustains life on earth. Their role is vital in maintaining agriculture and ensuring that the earth remains fertile and capable of providing for its inhabitants. And lastly, here in the sixth heaven, the angels are responsible for living souls. These angels in the sixth heaven are also connected to the realm of souls, guiding and observing the lives of human beings. These angels are mainly involved in the spiritual development and guidance of living souls, ensuring that the soul's journey aligns with the divine will. In addition to their responsibilities in the natural world, these angels in the sixth heaven are also tasked with recording the deeds of people. This function aligns with the concept of divine justice and the accounting of human actions. These angels keep detailed records of the actions, behaviors, and choices made by human beings, so every deed, both good and bad, is documented and stored for later judgment. So we finally made it to the seventh heaven, in which is home to the powers, dominions, archangels, and cherubim. Also, Yahuwah's throne room is visible from here, though he dwells in the 10th heaven. So we'll go through a rundown real quick of all of these things we named here in the seventh heaven, which first was the powers, in which are often seen as warrior angels who defend the cosmic order against evil forces. Then dominions are believed to be the angels responsible for overseeing lower angels and ensuring that divine will is executed throughout creation. And the archangels are high-ranking messengers of Elohim, often sent to deliver important messages or lead significant missions in the divine plan. Finally, we have the cherubim, who are guardians of divine mysteries and sacred spaces. They are often depicted as the closest attendants to Elohim's presence, especially guarding the throne of Elohim.
If you're insured by any of these companies, you are being taken advantage of. My sister works at the DMV.
A little bit earlier, we mentioned that Yahuwah's throne room is visible from the seventh heaven, but he resides in the 10th heaven. This tells us that there's layers in the nature of the spiritual realms. The 10th heaven, being the highest, is where Elohim himself resides, and from this lofty position, the divine presence radiates downward. This tells us that even though Yahuwah dwells in the highest heaven, he's still very present here on earth, as he is connected to his creation. Now let's go to the eighth heaven, in which governs the constellations and starry orders. It's above time and seasons. The realm of constellations and greater cosmic order represents Elohim's control over the entire universe, which is in harmony with Yahuwah as the creator of the heavens and the earth. In the book of Enoch, the eighth heaven is called the Muzalath, a realm above time, seasons, and earthly cycles. It governs the constellations, stars, and celestial patterns. From a Hebrew perspective, this ties directly to divine appointment of the lights in the heavens. Genesis 1:14 says, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." The stars and constellations were seen not merely as lights, but as divine markers, tools used by Yahuwah to regulate time and appointed feast. According to Enoch's vision, these heavenly bodies are not to be worshipped. They are governed by angels under Yahuwah's authority, letting us know that there's divine order over cosmic powers. Being above time and seasons means that this realm operates on a higher plane than the natural cycles of earth. It reflects the timeless dimensions of Elohim's wisdom, where his decrees about time, destiny, and the flow of the universe are established. This aligns with the Book of Jubilees, where heavenly tablets record all appointed times, suggesting a celestial registry of divine order. The Hebrew word for seasons is moedim, meaning appointed times or festivals. These are divinely set and not determined by human calendars. In 1 Enoch, the book of heavenly luminaries and jubilees, the Most High gives Enoch precise knowledge about the days, months, and years, according to a 364-day solar calendar. The book of Jubilees warns Israel not to follow the lunar calendar of the nations, because it will cause them to miss the appointed times, or the moedim, thus sinning against the covenant. It reads, "For there will be those who will assuredly make observation of the moon, how it disturbs the seasons and comes in from year to year 10 days too soon. For this reason, the years will come upon them when they will disturb the order, and make an abominable day the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day. And they will confound all the days, the holy with the unclean, and the unclean day with the holy. For they will go wrong as to months and Shabbats and feasts and jubilees. For this reason I command and testify to you that you may testify to them, for after your death your children will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 364 days only. And for this reason they will go wrong as to the new moons and the seasons and the Shabbats and feasts, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh." So Yahuwah was speaking to Moses face to face. In Exodus chapter 33 and verse 11, it says, "And Yahuwah spoke to Moses face to face as a man speaks to a friend." This is profound. Unlike the other prophets who received visions or dreams, Moses spoke with Yah in a direct conversation. So yes, Yahuwah did warn Moses that Israel would go astray, corrupting appointed times, especially by using the moon to determine them, which he did not command. I believe that this is one of the main reasons that the book of Enoch was removed or suppressed. It reveals too much truth, especially about time, judgment, the rebellion of angels, and how Israel will go astray by following false calendars and corrupt systems. Let's journey to the ninth heaven, called Kokabel, meaning Star of Elohim in Hebrew. It is the realm of heavenly light, wisdom, and the abodes of the righteous. It transcends the lower cosmic realms, acting as a gathering place for the spirits of the just who walked in obedience. From a Hebrew cosmological view, this aligns with the idea that the righteous dead do not simply rest, but are preserved in a holy, luminous realm awaiting resurrection and reward. If you're like me, you're probably wondering and asking the question, well, what's the difference between the third heaven and the ninth heaven? I mean, there's an obvious reason, because there's a place in the third heaven for righteous people and a place for the wicked people. And not like the ninth heaven, there's no place for the wicked people. But let's look a little closer at this. Okay, so let's look at this chart here. Since I'm very visual, I like to see what I'm talking about. So there's a third heaven here on the chart and a ninth heaven, and we're comparing them. So in the third heaven, it's paradise, a garden of righteous dead. In the ninth heaven, it's the highest dwelling of glorified righteousness. In the third heaven, it's the middle layer of heaven, and the ninth heaven, of course, is near the throne, one level below the 10th. And in the third heaven, there are souls of the righteous dead. In the ninth heaven, glorified beings and eternal ones. Under the third heaven, we have 2 Corinthians 12, 2-4, and this is Paul's vision of paradise. In the ninth heaven, we have Enoch, heavenly order, and angelic wisdom. This is a big difference. The third heaven is a resting place before the final judgment, and the ninth heaven is a permanent home of light and wisdom. A permanent home of light and wisdom. Wow. The third heaven is awaiting resurrection, and the ninth heaven already exalted, fully restored. That goes with the one before it. It's just a big difference. So some people won't even have to wait for resurrection, because they'll already be exalted and fully restored. Wow, super profound. Third heaven, Eden restored, peace, life. Ninth heaven, light, stars, knowledge, eternal unity. So the first book and the second book of Enoch talks about how certain individuals are taken up to the ninth heaven and do not await the resurrection the same way that most others do. So this is probably where Enoch and some of our other ancestors went, to the ninth heaven, where they will not need to be resurrected. Wow. Well, we have finally arrived at the 10th heaven, which you would think this is easy and self-explanatory, but let's get into it. You're going to be quite surprised. So the 10th heaven is the highest realm. This is where Elohim himself dwells. Enoch is brought here to stand before the Most High, who sits on his fiery throne, surrounded by legions of angels. It is supreme and the final realm in Hebrew cosmology. It is above all creation, all dimensions, and all time, where Yahuwah himself dwells in unapproachable glory. This is not just heaven, it is heaven of heavens.
Hate this ad? Here's how to block them for good. First, you're going to click this video, and then you're going to go download Pi.
The 10th heaven houses the fiery throne of the Ancient of Days, as seen in visions from Daniel, 1st Enoch, and even Revelations. It is surrounded by countless angels, wheels of fire, and holy ones who never sleep, ministering day and night in pure light. 1st Enoch chapter 47 and verse 3 reads, "And I saw the great glory sitting upon the throne, and the books of the living were opened before him." Enoch is shown the secrets of time, judgments, stars, and becomes a scribe of the Most High. In 2nd Enoch chapter 24 and verse 2, Yahuwah called Enoch with his own mouth and said, "Come here, Enoch, and hear my word." The features of the 10th heaven is described to be outside of time, with no sun, no moon, no seasons. It has perfect order. Nothing moves unless by divine command. There's directed light. All things are lit by the glory of Yah, not by stars or lamps. And there's a judgment throne where books are opened and eternal destinies are sealed. This is truly the Holy of Holies, the ultimate temple not made with hands. It reflects the original pattern Moses saw on Mount Sinai. The 10th heaven is the source from which all righteousness, creation, and judgment flow. In conclusion, I'd like to say that the 10 heavens represents a profound spiritual journey, guiding the soul from earthly existence to ultimate union with the divine. Each realm reflects stages of growth, purification, and enlightenment, in which the Book of Enoch once offered deeper insights into these celestial realms. The book of Enoch was removed from the Bible because it touched on forbidden knowledge, revealing truths about the heavens, angels, and the divine plan that were considered too dangerous for public consumption. Enoch's unique ascent through the 10 heavens and his role as a mediator between humans and the divine ultimately led to his removal from certain texts, and it challenged conventional interpretations of Scripture and the boundaries of spiritual knowledge. The story of Enoch highlights the delicate balance between seeking higher knowledge and respecting divine mysteries. This concludes my message. I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey through the